when we stop and think for a second, and I'm so glad you brought this up, when you look at these buyers at the closing, going into the closing, they might be a little stressed.
Oh, yeah, usually they are. Yeah.
At the closing, they're stressed because they don't know what's going on.
No, that's right. And I see this a lot, and that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple things that they can expect at a closing. And, they get bombarded by all kinds of things. It's all new to them, and it's probably one of their biggest purchases in their lives. You get a lot of information, especially at a closing, and half of it goes over your head. You don't need. The one thing that I wanted to mention and emphasize is that these documents have already been established. They're boilerplate. There's not much there for people to really worry about when they get to a closing. I mean, the main thing is what's happened before they've even gotten there. Take the advice of the professionals that they've been teamed up with, like loan officer. The attorney, we're guiding them through. This is what we do, and we do it often. So, we're not taking away from their experience, but I think we're adding to it by giving them an experience that leaves or should leave most of the worry behind. You get bombarded with what's a closing disclosure, what's a loan estimate, why do I have to pay for escrow? What's escrow? What's a mortgage? And
let's go through those if we don't mind. So
sure.
So first off, what is a mortgage?
So a mortgage is really where the bank is recording an instrument. It's an agreement.
Yep.
Where the bank is recording an instrument in the public records to establish the fact that they're holding your property as collateral for the repayment of the loan.
Sure.
So there are a lot of little conditions and stipulations that have been established over the years. I mean, these are boilerplate documents, especially in residential real estate.
So what about an escrow? So what is an escrow?
What escrow? Yeah.
What does that
escrow
mean?
Escrow is just a fancy word for saying, the bank's going to hold the money for your taxes and insurance. That's
right on.
That's all it is.
And it makes sense. It's so much easier. You don't have to cut separate checks.
No.
It comes right out of your account. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
I would always suggest buyers do that. What do you think hits first-time home buyers harder than anything when they get to the closing? How they're going to take title?
That's a great point, because I was going to say probably yeah. Whenever you bring that up, they look at each other and they think, what does this mean? There are several different ways to take title, and the way it comes up with the most confusion is when and I just had a transaction like this last week where two single people, they haven't they're
not hitched yet, they're not married yet.
They haven't considered the word marriage yet.
They're dating
still dating, and they want to purchase a property together. Sometimes they come up with different initial investments.
Yep.
And then they say, well, what can I do? What are my options? Do we? And there really are only two options. You either take it as tenants in common, which is where you can, differentiate the percentages of ownership, if based upon the investment.
Okay.
But there's no survivorship component in that vesting.
So if they die, their family or whoever is in their will
doesn't take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It has to go to the heirs, and then there's the joint tenants with right of survivorship, where it goes automatically to the survivor.